My beloved child, today is not like any other day. It has been written in the ancient scrolls, carved by unseen hands long before you were born, that this very day carries the weight of destiny. The skies have whispered, the winds have trembled, and even the silence has begun to roar. Today, the truth you have been trying to avoid, the truth that keeps circling you in dreams, visions, and strange coincidences, will finally stand before you. But I warn you, once you begin to listen, you cannot turn back. If you skip a single breath, you may miss the one signal that was meant to save you. You believe you are watching this by accident, don't you? That out of thousands of moments, this one just stumbled into your life. But deep inside, a voice is already telling you that this was never random, my child. Every second of your life has been carefully orchestrated, and this very moment, yes, the moment your eyes are on these words, was chosen before you even had a name. The heavens are no longer patient. The last message has arrived. The one person you fear losing more than your own soul is standing at the edge of departure. One final step, and they will be gone. Do you feel it? That strange heaviness in your chest right now? The trembling in your fingertips? That is not your imagination. It is the spirit of truth pushing against the door of your heart. You may want to look away, distract yourself, or pretend this is just another story. But I promise you, this is no story. This is the unveiling. There is someone in your life whose absence would break you completely. You've thought about it in the quiet of midnight, when the world was sleeping and you couldn't silence your own mind. You've tried to picture what life would look like if they were no longer here. It frightened you, didn't it? You shook your head, pushed away the thought, told yourself it was impossible, and yet, the warning signs have been everywhere. They've been pulling away, slowly, carefully, silently. Their smiles have been fading, their words have grown shorter, their silences have stretched longer, and you, my child, have been sensing it, but ignoring it up until now. Listen carefully. The heavens don't repeat themselves without reason. Today is the last call. There is no next time. There is no maybe tomorrow. This is the final message before the unraveling begins. The clock is not just ticking up, it is burning. Every second you spend doubting, the thread between you and this person weakens, and when that thread breaks, no power on earth will be able to tie it back again. But why, you wonder, why would they leave? Why would they slip away when they once clung to you so tightly? The truth is both terrifying and liberating. They have been torn between two paths, one that keeps them close to you, and one that leads them into the shadows of their own destiny. Someone has been whispering into their heart. Someone has been pulling them away. And the most haunting part of all of this, someone is not a stranger. It is someone you know. Someone who smiles in your presence, speaks sweetly to your face, but in the shadows, feeds poison into the ears of the one you love most. My beloved child, are you still watching? Or did fear make you glance away for just a second? Don't, not now, not when the very fate of your soul is tied to every word you are hearing, for the enemy works in distractions. They want you to think you have time, but time is the very thing you don't have. Close your eyes for a moment and no, don't actually close them, but imagine it with me. Picture the person you cannot live without, their face, their eyes, their voice. Picture the way they once looked at you with a light that made the world disappear. Do you see it? Now, imagine that same face turning cold, their eyes avoiding yours, their voice fading into silence. Imagine them walking away, and not in anger, not in hatred, but in a final, irreversible departure. Imagine reaching out to stop them, but your hands pass through them as if they were nothing but smoke. This is what is waiting if you ignore this message. The heavens cry out, act now, save what is left. The walls between you and them have been rising higher and higher, and you've been watching helplessly, but you have been given a key, though you may not realize it yet. That key is not in what you say, but in what you don't say. It is not in what you show, but in what you hide. The test is unfolding, and the question is simple. Do you love them enough to fight for them, even when the whole world tries to tear them away? You are trembling right now, your chest feels tight, maybe even your breath is uneven. That is not fear, it is recognition. Your spirit already knows this is true. You are standing at the crossroads, my child, and the heavens are holding their breath to see which path you will choose. But before I show you what comes next, you must understand this. Not everyone who smiles at you is your friend, and not everyone who walks away is your enemy. The real danger lies in those who pretend, the ones who linger in silence, waiting for the moment when your guard drops. Someone has already been watching you. Yes, watching you, not just in the ordinary way people watch each other, but with eyes that pierce into your life when you're not even aware. A camera may not be in your room, but the gaze of envy is sharper than any lens. They have been studying your every move, waiting for the exact moment to strike. And strike they will, if you let this moment slip by. My child, you are thinking, oh, why me? Why now? Why this warning? Because you were chosen. Because your story was never meant to be ordinary. Because your life, though hidden in the corners of despair, is a thread in a tapestry far larger than you can imagine. And the one you are about to lose, they are not just a person. They are a destiny, a soul tied to yours in ways the world cannot explain. Losing them would not just be heartbreaker, it would be the unraveling of everything that was meant to be. And so I tell you again, this is the last message from heaven. Not tomorrow, not next week, today, September 4th, marked in fire and blood across the heavens, written as the day when decisions cannot be undone. If you skip this, you will never have the chance again. Stay with me, my beloved child. Don't look away, don't scroll, for what comes next will reveal what has been hidden from you all along. You are still here, and that means something inside you already knows this message was meant for you. The weak have already turned away, the blind have already scrolled past, but your spirit is awake, trembling, waiting for the revelation. Heaven has counted your breath, and this moment is no accident. Listen carefully, for the air around you is not silent. If you pause and truly listen, you will hear right the hum of something watching you, not with eyes of flesh, but with eyes that never sleep. You've felt it before, haven't you? That sensation when you are alone in a room, yet you feel as if someone is standing right behind you. The hairs on your arms rise, your neck stiffens, and you swallow hard, trying to dismiss it as nothing. But it was not nothing. That presence has been there all along. The one you cannot lose is being pulled toward the edge, and the hands that push them closer are not always visible. Some of these hands are made of whispers, others of temptation, and some of betrayal. They are being torn between love and illusion. Do you understand the danger, my child? This is not a simple goodbye. This is a theft. Someone wants to steal from you the very soul you hold dearest. Look into your memory. Think about the changes you have ignored. They used to speak with eagerness, didn't they? Their laughter once filled the air like music, softening even your darkest hours. But now, their laughter is forced. Their voice is distant. Their eyes drift somewhere else even when they sit beside you. My beloved child, these are not coincidences. These are signals. Heaven is flashing warning after warning. yet you pretend not to see, and yet, the heavens still give you one last chance. Do you feel the urgency in these words? Each sentence is a knock on your door. Each breath is the sound of wings beating above you. The angels do not descend without purpose. They do not whisper unless the hour is dire. Do you want to know the truth? The one who seeks to take them away is closer than you think. They walk among you. They may even laugh with you, and yet their heart is a knife. They do not desire your happiness. They envy it. They do not celebrate your bond, they covet it. And their envy has grown so deep that it has become an open doorway for darker forces to step through. You must not take this lightly. The heavens warn you because the danger has already begun. The poison has been dripping silently, drop by drop, into the heart of the one you love. That is why their warmth feels colder. That is why their words have turned shorter. That is why their presence feels distant, like someone standing in fog. But listen, this is not the end. It will only be the end if you do nothing. Heaven never delivers a message without also giving a key. You have the power to change what is written, but only if you act now. Close your eyes and feel this. Their soul is like a candle. Once it burned brightly beside you, but now the flame flickers in the wind. That wind is the voice of the one who envies you. If you do not shield the candle, it will go out, and once it goes out, the darkness that follows will not be easy to escape. But here is what you must understand, my child, that this is not just about saving them. This is about saving yourself. For your life and theirs are bound by invisible threads. If they walk away, a part of you will unravel with them. You will wake up every day with an emptiness that no one else can fill. You will try to laugh, try to move on, try to live as though nothing has changed, but inside, the silence will consume you. Heaven does not want that fate for you. That is why they are speaking through this very moment. That is why your heart is racing as you read these words. That is why you feel as though these lines were carved with your name on them, because they were. My beloved child, the final message is not meant to terrify you, but to awaken you. Fear will not save them, action will, and action must be taken before the clock strikes its final hour. Do you hear it? The ticking. The sound may not reach your ears, but your spirit hears it clearly. Each tick is a reminder that the thread between you and them grows weaker, and when it snaps, nothing will be the same again. There is more, something you must know, though it may shatter you. The one who envies you has not only been whispering into their heart up, they have been watching you, studying your weaknesses, waiting for the exact moment when you will be most vulnerable. They know your fears, they know your doubts, they know the wounds you try so hard to hide, and they use those very wounds against you, turning them into weapons. That is why you sometimes feel so heavy, so drained, so hopeless. It is not all your own mind, my child. Some of it is the weight of their envy pressing against your soul. But do not despair. Darkness is powerful, but light is greater. You are not defenseless. Heaven has placed a shield within you, though you may not see it yet. That shield is love, but not the ordinary love you think of. It is the love that fights when others flee, the love that forgives when others condemn, the love that refuses to give up even when the storm is strongest. That love is your weapon. Use it wisely. Imagine for a moment, you are standing at a cliff, the one you love is standing at the very edge, their eyes clouded, their feet trembling. Behind them, the wind pushes harder, the shadows call louder. You stand a few steps away. You can either watch in silence as they fall, or you can run, reach out, and pull them back with every ounce of strength in your soul. Which will you choose? The answer is written in your heart, my beloved child. That is why you are still here. That is why you cannot look away. That is why these words feel like they are burning into your very spirit, because the heavens are asking you to choose yet to save, or to surrender. Do not forget, the date has been sealed. September 4th is not just a day, it is the line drawn in fire between past and future. What you do today will echo for years to come. This is the last message before the breaking. If you ignore it, the breaking will be irreversible, and so, I leave you with this in part 2. Watch carefully, observe every movement, every silence, every shift in the one you love. Do not dismiss their distance as ordinary. Do not dismiss their silence as nothing. These are the cries of a soul being pulled away, and it is your calling to bring them back before the final hour. Stay awake, my beloved child. The revelation is not over. The veil will lift further in part 3, and then, you will see the face of the one who has been hiding in the shadows all along. You have carried this message across 2 parts already, and still you remain. That alone proves that your heart knows the truth that this is no ordinary voice speaking to you. This is not mere coincidence. This is the divine echo of something greater, calling you to awareness before the final seal is broken. And now, the time has come to peel back the veil. The shadows you have been warned about are not just vague forms. They belong to someone with a face you know. Think carefully. Search your memory. Who is it that always appears at the edge of your joy? Who is it that smiles when you succeed, but their smile never quite reaches their eyes? Who is it that offers comfort in words, yet their presence always leaves you unsettled? My beloved child, this is no stranger. This is someone close enough to enter your circle, yet distant enough to strike without suspicion. Do you recall those nights when arguments between you and the one you cannot lose seemed to rise from nowhere? Words were spoken that neither of you intended, sharp, cutting, filled with misunderstandings. You thought it was just stress, or coincidence, or human weakness, but it was not. The seeds of discord had been planted. Someone whispered, someone twisted, someone poured poison drop by drop until the love that once flowed freely began to choke on its own silence. Yes, my child, it was them, the one cloaked in friendship, the one hidden beneath the mask of concern, the one who pretends to understand your pain, only to deepen it when you are most fragile. They have been feeding lies to the person you love, lies about you, lies about your intentions, lies meant to break the bond that heaven itself once blessed. Do you feel your chest tightening? That is recognition. Your spirit already knows who I speak of. Maybe you don't want to admit it. Maybe you have been ignoring the signs, but deep down, in the silence of your heart, you have always known. The danger, however, is not only in their whispers. The danger is in their persistence. They will not stop until they succeed. Unless you act, they will smile at you even tomorrow. They will speak as if they care, but behind their eyes burns an envy so strong it could shatter everything you hold dear. Do not underestimate envy, my beloved child. Envy is not just a feeling, it is a fire. It spreads quickly, devours silently, and destroys completely. Envy is what made angels fall. Envy is what turned love into betrayal. And envy is what now threatens to rip away the one person you cannot lose. But hear me now, though their envy is strong, your love can be stronger. The heavens would not warn you if victory was impossible. You were chosen to stand in this very battle, because your bond is not ordinary, it is written, and though shadows fight to rewrite what was ordained, destiny always bends toward the one who refuses to surrender. Picture it again, the one you love is standing on the edge of that cliff. Behind them, this envious soul is whispering lies, pushing them closer to the fall. You, My beloved child, stand just steps away. Your silence could let them fall. Your action could pull them back. Which will you choose? Let me tell you something you have not yet seen. The one who envies you is not working alone. Darkness rarely works in isolation. They have aligned themselves with unseen forces, forces that thrive in confusion and despair. That is why sometimes you feel drained for no reason. That is why sometimes arguments erupt without warning. That is why your sleep feels heavy, restless, filled with dreams that vanish the moment you wake. These are not random, they are spiritual battles manifesting in your reality. But fear not, for every shadow, there is light. For every attack, there is defense. For every light, there is truth. And truth always pierces darkness like a sword. This is what you must do. Guard your heart. Guard your words. Guard your silence. Do not reveal your every thought, for the envious one feeds on your weaknesses. Do not show your every wound, for they seek to salt it further. Instead, anchor yourself in patience, in strength, in unwavering love, because it is not anger that will save the one you love, it is love that refuses to be broken. My beloved child, you may wonder, why has heaven chosen to reveal this now? Why not earlier? Why not later? Because timing is everything. Earlier, you were not ready. Later, it would have been too late. Today is the only dial, the final dial, when the message could still reach you in time to act. That is why you are here. That is why you have not looked away. That is why your heart is pounding even as you hear these words. Look around you. The signs are already manifesting. The silence between you and the one you love. The coldness in their tone. The shadows in their eyes. These are not ordinary changes. They are proof that the battle is already underway. You cannot afford to dismiss it as coincidence. Coincidence is the lie we tell ourselves to avoid the truth. And here is the truth. The one who envies you will soon reveal themselves, though not in the way you expect. They will reveal themselves through their persistence, through their presence in moments they should not be present, through their sudden concern that feels more like intrusion. Watch closely, their mask is slipping. Every day that passes, their true face comes closer to the surface. Soon, you will see them for who they truly are. When you do, do not react in anger. Anger will only feed them. Instead, rise in silence. Silence is power. Silence is armor. Let them speak, let them whisper, let them plot, but you'll remain anchored in love and patience, for these are the weapons they cannot overcome. And remember this, your destiny is tied to the one you love. If you lose them, you lose more than a person. You lose a piece of yourself, a piece that cannot be replaced. That is why heaven is fighting for you. That is why the angels are restless. That is why this message has come at the final hour. So listen closely, my beloved child. Stay alert, stay awake. The envious one is moving. Their steps are closer than ever. But so too is your chance to rise and protect what is yours. The heavens have declared it. Today is the final call, the last message before everything shifts forever. Do you hear the silence now? That silence is not empty. It is filled with voices, waiting to see what you will choose. Will you surrender to despair, or will you fight with love? The choice is yours, and the heavens watch in silence. My beloved child, you have walked with me through shadows and revelations, and still you endure. That alone shows your spirit is stronger than you believe. Many would have turned away by now, blinded by fear or drowned in doubt, but your soul burns with the fire of someone who cannot afford to lose. That is why heaven chose you for this message. That is why the words you are hearing now have been reserved for you, and you alone. It is time to bring you closer to the truth. The mask is slipping, and the one who envies you can no longer hide behind shadows. They have grown bolder. They are moving faster. Their hands are reaching deeper into the heart of the one you love. Every day, every conversation, every silence here, it is all being twisted by their influence. Have you noticed? The one you love avoids your gaze more often now. Their words sound polite but hollow, as though their heart is elsewhere. Sometimes, when you speak to them, their mind drifts away as though they are hearing another voice at the same time, whispering against you. That is no accident, my child. That is the echo of the obvious one. And who is this person? You already know. Yes, you do. Do not pretend otherwise. Your spirit has whispered it to you again and again, but your mind has pushed it away. Why? Because the truth hurts. Because admitting it would mean accepting that betrayal has come not from far away, but from close, too close. This person is not an outsider. They are not a stranger. They are someone who has sat at your table, someone who has shared your laughter, someone who has stood close enough to touch the moments you hold sacred. That is why their betrayal cuts so deep. That is why their whispers carry weight. The one you love trusts them. The one you love believes them. And that is what makes them dangerous. But listen, my child, this revelation is not to fill you with hatred. Hatred will only give them more power. No, this revelation is to awaken you, to sharpen your vision, to arm you with the strength to see clearly and act wisely. The envious one thrives on your blindness. They thrive on your silence. They thrive on the moments when you doubt yourself, but once you see them for who they are, once you recognize their presence, their power begins to crumble. Do you remember the cliff I spoke of before? The one you love is still standing at its edge, but now, the envious one has stepped closer. They place their hand on your loved one's shoulder. They whisper, "You deserve better. You don't need them. Walk away." And slowly, step by step, the one you love leans closer to the edge. Do you see how urgent this is? One more whisper, one more lie, and they will fall. The heavens are crying out to you. Do not let it happen. Not now. Not when the threads of destiny are burning. Not when today has been marked as the final warning. You may ask, how do I fight against what I cannot see? How do I battle whispers that slip through walls and shadows that hide in smiles? The answer is simple, my child, with presence, with love that refuses to be broken, with the fire that cannot be extinguished by envy. The one you love does not need more arguments. They do not need suspicion, or anger, or accusations. That will only push them further toward the cliff. No, they need to feel the warmth that first bound you together. They need to feel the truth of your soul. They need to remember what envy is trying to make them forget. So fight not with words of war, but with actions of love. Fight not with anger, but with patience. Fight not with despair, but with hope. For envy cannot survive where love is alive. Envy suffocates when kindness breathes. Envy crumbles when forgiveness rises. My beloved child, the hours are slipping. You feel it, don't you? That strange heaviness in the air? That pulse in your chest? That's not just your body, it's your spirit sensing the closeness of the turning point. The clock is racing faster. You are closer to the final moment than you realize. Look again at the one you love. Study their eyes. Behind the distance, behind the silence, there is still a flicker of light. It has not gone out yet. That flicker is your chance. But if you delay, if you turn away, if you surrender to fear, that flicker will die, and once it dies, nothing can reignite it. And what of the obvious one? They are watching you too. They are waiting to see your weakness. They are hoping you will lash out, hoping you will give in to anger, hoping you will break the bond yourself so they don't have to. Do not give them that satisfaction. Do not play their game. Their trap is set, but you can step around it if you walk with patience. Heaven is not blind to your pain. They see the weight you carry. They hear the cries you've buried in silence. They know how many nights you've lain awake, staring into the dark, wondering if you were losing everything. But heaven does not reveal wounds without also offering healing. This message itself is proof of that healing. You are not abandoned. You are not powerless. You are being equipped with sight, with strength, with awareness. Use it. The one you love is worth every fight. They are not just a person to you, they are a piece of your soul. Do not let envy tear that piece away. Do not let betrayal write the final chapter. Stand, even if your knees tremble. Speak, even if your voice shakes. Love, even if your heart is breaking. For heaven has already promised, love that endures is stronger than shadows that deceive. My beloved child, the time is almost here. Soon, the face of the envious one will be revealed fully. You will not need me to tell you, and it will become clear. Their mask is already cracking. Their lies are already unraveling. And when that moment comes, you must be ready, not with fear, but with strength. Not with despair, but with courage. Stay awake. Stay strong. Stay steadfast, for the final revelation is near, and in that revelation, the choice will be laid before you: surrender to the breaking, or rise into the destiny heaven has reserved for you.